favorite artists? Like, who would you say you, I
Ooh.
don't want to say influence, but I think, we all influenced by things that we like.
Can I say two?
Yeah, yeah,
So Drake and J. Cole probably influenced me the most.
yeah. Okay, I asked the question, so I gotta accept it. Some people are lying and some people are projecting, child. Some people need a drink and some need affection. It's the Never Ever Met This season two. It's episode 4. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and who got first? Okay, so Jay and Cinco, everybody's favorite couple, are over here staying out of the mess, but in the business. And it's not even their fault. I feel like they go in the kitchen, somebody want to come in there and tell their business. They just look, they just listening. These guys want to sit on the couch and talk about how they don't like their partner. Cinco like that ain't me, that's y'all. I'm over here doing, we keeping our business to ourselves. So when I look at these two, they're over at Top Golf. They're enjoying each other's company. Zico seems to be like the peacemaker. So when these people start, disrupting his peace, he be like, chill, chill. Can y'all say sorry and stuff so we can move along? I've heard a little chatter about how people are boring for, not being focused on, but it's episode 4. Clearly there's something developing between the two of them. And so that part has me interested to see what's going on. I feel like it's not messy, but these people over here choose to show the nonsense. So, that's why we have people like Chris and Alexis over here not actually even doing anything for us to talk about. These two, at least you can see the connection. It all makes sense. She's a pretty girl. He's a good looking guy. We like that. As much as superficial as it is, we enjoy it. So hopefully, once we get past the bullshit, we'll get a little bit. I don't need to know, like, they came in the house and they smashed in the shower. What else do y'all want these people to give you? I would like to get to know them a little bit better. I think that's what's missing. So when they sit down with the therapist, she will be able to get to the bottom of things. But as it stands right now, don't seem like they don't have, like, when you come in the door with 4 kids, secret babies everywhere, and a whole lot of alcohol for some of us. It's hard to shine in a way that outshines the mess. We don't always like the mess. On every one of these relationship shows, the couple that actually has the real bond is always somewhere in the background. So yeah, I just want to get to know Jay and Cinco a little bit better as individuals, and what they have seems cool. So hopefully they're still at it. I guess, we'll just have to see. Child, who are we gonna talk about now? Jared and Charlie. Let's get this ridiculousness out the way. Now these two, Jared and Charlie. Jared feels guilty. He feels like he was harsh when he put F no on that paper. But he doesn't feel guilty enough not to have sex with this woman. That's his mission still. He's trying to get her to go over to the boom boom room, which I think she's perfectly willing to do. He over here talking about, yeah, I be telling everybody like how what me and Charlie have is so deep. It's just the way she's like, our dynamic. He's like, yeah, yeah, now you're finishing my sentences. It must be love. Girl, I guess. I mean, this man came over here and said, listen, 3, 4 kids, 6 kids, that's too many. I'm not about to do that. He was getting ready to tell her, listen, I like you and everything, but 6 kids, it's not a go. And he's like, well, I could try. And she said, no, stop. She did not want to hear you. She did not want to hear you say the rest because she's perfectly willing to go to the boom boom room. You don't have to convince her. And every time they talk about sex, I like think about how a baby just got pushed out of her uterus. It's disturbing. I mean, it's because he's a stranger. You know what I'm saying? You over here, you slipped out. Y'all were in a relationship. You slipped out because of your intuition and let somebody slip it in. These two just been hots for each other since they were in college, and I think both of them want to go ahead and see, what's up. relationship. She might think that. I think low key Charlie has a whole fairy tale going on in her head. And this Prince Charming is supposed to come along and sweep her off her feet with all them kids. He's trying to get her in the intimacy room. But he's been raised a gentleman. So he just have to wait until she says she's okay and they give each other consent to go over there. They have a little top golf event. They're over here getting tipsy, being all leaned into each other, everything. She says it's extra funny. She just cracking up. He over here, getting drunk. So I can imagine how great it's gonna be after top golf. They get up to the boom boom room. She's ready, he's ready. Now there's a camera. Jared, you are not gonna get us to believe that you was just over here cuddling. We know the cameras go off. They can't just be having cameras in the boom boom room. And according to her, the cuddling that you said you was gonna do was phenomenal. I have not heard of phenomenal cuddling. I mean, cuddling is nice, but nobody's ever that I've heard described it as phenomenal. Is it just me? Or do the clear girls always want to be over here somewhere trying to tell you about some phenomenal penis? How phenomenal was it? I feel like you have to have feelings and emotions attached to phenomenal sex. That's what I think. I think he, probably, he her type. She liked what he looked like or whatever. He, not a bad looking guy. The people said he looked like Jamie Foxx. Kind of, I guess. So if he's fulfilling her Jamie Foxx fantasy, hell, based on what Jamie Foxx be doing, you might have had a better shot with the real Jamie Foxx. Anyway, they did what they came over here to do. And, it's probably, sayonara from here, as far as I can tell. Who else, child? Let's talk about Brandon and Kiki. Okay, so Brandon finds Kiki sunning herself by the pool, and he decides that now he's ready to revisit this conversation that he didn't want to have last night. Kiki's still mad because he left her feeling some type of way when he walked away from the conversation. And Brandon is still mad because she left him in the kitchen cooking all that food and then he had to clean it up too. So he feeling like he want to, resolve the issue, but they're very much still in their feelings to resolve the issue. So Brandon decides it's a good idea for him to just get up and walk away. I'm tired of you and I'm tired of you too. And that's how they ended that conversation. But not without Alicia over there ear hustling, trying to hear everything that was going on. I mean, if they were that loud, didn't seem like they were that loud. If they were that loud, she sure didn't do anything to ignore it, dismiss herself or anything. She just wanted to sit there and listen to the whole thing. So Brandon removed himself from the conversation. He went in the kitchen. Now he's venting to the couples that are in the kitchen about what just happened outside. Before he could get it out of his mouth, go, here come Alicia. No, we're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go talk to Kiki if you want to, resolve things. You don't come in here and telling everybody, standing in front of all these people. Shut up, Alicia. Brandon said this was his moment, to step away. And that's a breathing moment. Brandon said he was having a breathing moment. And I feel like based on where they were at in that particular conversation, they were only going to escalate. The smartest thing they could have did was walk away from it, Alicia. People don't handle things the way you do, like provoke and gaslight and then try to make somebody talk through it, convince them that they're crazy. That's what you do. He backed her off of him and, his voice escalated a little bit. And, that gets her all in her feelings. And the man was already upset when he was talking to Kiki, and here you come. So if he's escalated, don't say he was bulking up, making you feel not safe because you've chased his ass in the house where he was already bulked up and breathing heavy. Alicia. He told Irvin, I don't know why. He went over, Irvin came in the kitchen and he's all like, yeah, I just had it out with your girl. So whatever she gonna tell you on the other side, just please know that she was all up in my business. Irvin's like, again, she started some shit again. Let me just go handle it. Irvin, you're not about to handle nothing. Not over there with Alicia. You should have just said, yeah, I mean, I'll probably bring it up to her, but I have no control over that lady. So, I'm doing my best I can to get through these weeks myself. So everybody just gonna be on their own when it comes to Alicia. I will not be intervening into any other messes that she decides to start. That's what he should have said, but he's on his man. He about to go get his feelings hurt. Brandon and Kiki have a sit down with therapist. I can't remember her name, but I know I like her. I like the way she handles things, and I prefer her over the therapist that we have last week. So let's hope the last therapist was just a stand-in, just in case person. But I like the way this lady here handles these types of situations. So she's like, "Who wants to start?" And Kiki's like, "Brandon, you start. You're the one with the problem." I mean, I suppose he has a problem with some things. He has a problem with her alcohol intake. And he said it's a direct effect of him having trauma within his household. His mother was married to this man and was an alcoholic, and he would come home drunk and traumatizing the children. He said ex-husband, so thank goodness his mama got rid of that man, but it's still mean drunk, ugly drunk, nice drunk, silly drunk, drunk ain't cute when not drunk. It just gets to be stupid and sloppy or angry and who knows what, child. Kiki has an attitude because she says she has control of her alcohol. I mean, I guess, but the people in the house are talking, Kiki. So if you have control of the alcohol, maybe you'll be able to keep your behind on the chair. Because we saw you falling over the chair, passing out on the couch, and sucking your thumb while you're sleeping. Brandon, you should not be pursuing a girl who enjoys, being social like that. You're always going to be triggered by however much alcohol she's drinking. I don't know if it's the issue. It's an issue when she's using it to medicate or, so I mean, self-medicate, you know what I mean, to cover her grief. They did talk briefly about her mother passing. She mentioned that before, and then she, used the alcohol to get past it. So that's definitely different. But what you need to get a handle on, Brandon, is your need to control. The doctor asked how many drinks, like what's your norm? Brandon says 3, Kiki says 3 shots and 3 drinks. That's 6, girl. When you break it up to 3 and 3, it's still 6. So the fact that you're trying to downplay it in that way makes it seem like it's a problem. You're trying to hide, and we can see. The doctors say the norm, like, is anything over 4 is too much. I guess people have different alcohol limits. I'm over here with Brandon. At the third drink, I'm usually like, I knew I shouldn't have had that third drink, but I'm not like falling out over the furniture either. It's just more of a I don't feel so good type of feeling. Everybody's limits is different. I feel like this is the thing. If you're gonna be with somebody who can't control their alcohol, you got to be trying to decide whether you can I take her to the Christmas party without her embarrassing me and falling off of chairs and things. That can be a concern when you're picking a partner. So Brandon has every right to be concerned about that. What he doesn't have a right to do is tell you, when you're done. She's done what she's done. If she's doing too much, you just gonna have to learn how to walk away or realize that this may not be the girl for you. It ain't. There's so much more beyond the alcohol, but we'll get to that when we get to it. The doctor dismisses Brandon because she would like to have a private conversation with Kiki. She says she feels like Kiki's holding some things back. She is. And I feel like she, got a bonus with the boyfriend information. I think she really wanted to have a conversation about the alcohol without Brandon over there making her feel like she's being judged. They both shared the experience of losing a mother. I have too, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been more than 10 years, and it's still, it still hurts. I still feel it. It doesn't go away. Your grief is like, one of those things I feel like when it relates to that, it comes and goes. There's some days that you just feel it really heavy, and some days you don't. Does it get easier to get on with your life? It does, but it doesn't go away. So if you're gonna try to um make the pain go away with alcohol, you running down a slippery slope, Kiki, and feel like you're already there. On top of the fact that you're having this breakup with this boy that you've been, or man, that you've been in a relationship like your first love, your high school sweetheart, and you don't have any alcohol involved to help you get through that, like I think that becomes your go-to. Every time you feel sad, you get a drink. Every time you want to turn up, you get a drink. Every time you get a hot flash, you get a drink. Like Kiki, you be getting a drink for reasons other than just being social, like you're saying. Social drinking is having a couple glasses at lunch with your girlfriends, or when you go out, you have a couple few cocktails. You know what I'm saying? And you're not that one person saying, I don't drink. I'm not a drinker, but if I'm in a social setting, I'll have a drink or two, and then I'm done. Socially, you really don't want to be somewhere with your eyelashes stuck to the bottom of your pocketbook. Kiki. Now let's talk about this man that you've been with for 8 years, while you've been over here talking to Brandon for 4 years. This is a whole different issue, Kiki, and we cannot blame it on the alcohol. I don't know what you were going through in that relationship over there, but Kiki, you don't appear in a relationship as such a good person either. So I can't judge what was happening over there. I just know what was going on over here. And this man has invested 4 years of friendship with you only to not know you at all. Because Kiki, you're no different than Jared or Clay or Charlie or any of these other liars over here. You're just the same as them. They had a night where all the couples went to Top Golf, and this boy Brandon had a shot before he left, and he's like, let me tell Kiki, I don't want to be over here being no hypocrite. I'll let her know I had a shot. And they enjoyed the night. They got out of that funk. They did shots together, and I don't know that I like the whole idea, Brandon, of bonding over alcohol. I feel like a better road to take would be stick with what you normally do. If you want to like turn up a little bit more because you have a driver or what have you, then nobody's judging you for that. But let this girl just do what she gonna do. You can hope that she makes the right choices. She won't, because she doesn't think that there's anything wrong with her decisions. And when she gets to that point where it becomes unattractive, then you just have to like back away and let her do whatever it is she's doing. Leave her ass is what you need to do. Not at Top Golf, but when you get back to this house, talk to the therapist again. I would like to see Brandon get another conversation with the doctor just so he knows that going into his next relationship, he should not be thinking that he has any type of control over what the other person does or doesn't do. I mean, Kiki's in denial, and she's a lying liar who lies just like the rest of them, like I said. So, that's all. That's all Brandon and Kiki were given this week. Let's talk about Alicia, Child, and Irvin. Okay, so Alicia and Irving, Child. Irvin goes over here to confront Alicia about inserting herself in these people's business over here in the kitchen. He tells her, listen, I want to protect you, but I can't go out here stopping all these fights that you keep starting. I don't think this lady needs your protection, Irving, and I don't think it's your job to like stop any fights that she's starting. You just met her. Let her figure out how to do that on her own, because every time you interject yourself, it turns into you being a problem. Let her tell it. She says she's not taking accountability for nothing else today because she did nothing wrong. You did. You did, but it's fine, girl. Because you only go see things through your own lens. That's how this lady works. And her lens seems to be on reverse. She keeps saying things about people that actually describe her behavior. This man is trying to like, I don't know. They come from this, idea that he's supposed to be speaking and he's the man, so he's supposed to take control of the situation. And while he's trying to have a conversation with this lady, she's like, shigalam shop shop, shibalam shop shop. She has to pray her body back to health. And this is a perfect example of this lady using her illness to manipulate people. Now I can't have any type of conflict or disagreement in a conversation without her needing to pray herself into healthiness. I don't know why he's wasting his time. I feel like he's pretty much like very much on the outs. He's over it. He's done with it. He dreaded coming over to have this conversation, but I feel like, in his man manual, it says that's what he's supposed to do. They're over at Top Golf and she's in the chair dancing to herself. Like, I don't know if there was any music playing. I didn't see anybody else over there chair dancing. She's doing all this dancing. And he looked at her like, what the hell's wrong with you? And she's like, what? I can't dance? And he's like, I didn't say you couldn't dance. I didn't say anything. Even Brittany co-star was like, this man literally just said nothing. He looked at you because you're looking foolish. But I mean, he didn't say anything. I'm like, do they have a song playing? Because she looked a damn fool. And then after they had that, he was eating his food. She wanted a booty back up in this chair. I feel like this is her version of me being a good time girl. And see, I'm so fun to be around and I like to have fun. And it's not me, it's him. I think that's what she was that's the image she was trying to portray. He's looking at her like, he's like, that's weird. Now, I don't know if he was calling her weird or if he was just saying the whole response was weird. It was weird. She was weird, you know what I'm saying? Dancing like she's having a good time and this is another thing. These two just came off of a conversation. I'm not even calling it an argument. These two came off of a conversation where this lady was so worked up she needed to speak in tongues in the middle in order to cleanse her body and heal her mind. Now we over here chair dancing, and he's like, what are you on? Touch me, don't touch me, talk to me, don't talk to me. She's touched, child. I'm dizzy. I know he is. You want to blame him for you acting weird. Girl, what did she say? She said, I'm just being my authentic self. She says she's been dealing with his emotional dysregulation this whole time. And I was like, this lady be projecting big time. Everything she says sounds like herself. Emotional dysregulation. She's definitely reading therapy articles or some kind of book. I feel like she's read these things in a book. She needs to sit down with this doctor that was here today. Not the last one, but this one. Because if Kiki is self-medicating, this lady's over here diagnosing people with things that she actually suffers from. After Top Golf, I don't know if they were in the kitchen or where they were at. Tatiana was over there sick of Clay's ass. She's taking her eyelashes and things off. They were in the car ride. Everybody's tired. Some people were laying down. Some people were, sleeping. Urban was sleeping. What was his other choice? To sit here and try to have a conversation with this lady? No, he was like, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I'm sick of her and I'm tired. So she gets back talking about, would you want to go on a date with somebody? On the second date, he falls asleep. And then he gets upset with me because I smiled. And I'm like, okay, so now this lady is just adding her own parts to the story because none of that ever happened. And half of the people are sleeping. So, I mean, I don't know how many dates they've all been on, but I feel like just about everybody's asleep. Brittany is in the back of the car yawning and sighing because she's tired and she's sick of this nigga, Ty. We'll get to them. I'm like, she in the kitchen talking about toxic. Somebody unplug her battery. We're sick of her. She says some people are comfortable with chaos and they don't know what it feels like to be in a healthy relationship after she just says that she's tired of being in bad relationships. You're the one that's been in bad relationships. And I feel like, hey, you're the problem. It's you, girl. She's the whole problem over here. I would like to, can some of her friends and family come? Are we to that week yet? Can we get to it? I seen Ty's brother over there for the next episode. So I want to talk to some people that know these people. And we can get into the big lie that she'll tell whoever it is that comes over there for her. Let's talk about Clay and Tatiana. Tatiana and Clay. Clay is over here making no damn sense whatsoever. He has decided that he's going to lie about trying to be vegan. And I'm always very concerned by somebody who lies for no good daggone reason. This lady has not asked him to be vegan. He decided because Tatiana is vegan, I'm going to try to be vegan. That's not even a good reason. Your reason should be because your stomach's sitting up like Santa Claus, not Superman. That's why you should want to be vegan. At any rate, she never asked you to do that. Now you over here letting Jay make sandwiches of various kinds of meat that's toasted in bacon grease. Child, that was one hell of a good looking sandwich, Jay. You did the damn thing now. And you know, sometimes when you look through the TV, you be like, damn, I want a bite of that sandwich. It looks delicious. I'm not even mad at him for wanting to have some. Eat what you want, nigga. The lady ain't never told you you needed to be vegan, but you prefer lying about things, like a baby that you've yet to mention, that you didn't have to lie about either. This baby was conceived before y'all start talking. Takes 9 months to cook a baby. And I mean, this is a conversation that could have been had in the beginning. You don't know, you might have still ended up here, but no, here you are squeezing all up on this lady's booty when we don't even know where your baby mama stayed. We know your daughter is 2 months old and that you have a child that you've not mentioned. I hope Tati keeps the same energy. They're over at Top Golf, and she's pretty much telling him, look, nigga, you was over here lying for nothing. That makes me concerned about what kind of lies you're capable of telling. Big ones. One that involves a child that he's not yet talked about. He over here trying to wait for the perfect time. Sitting up here eating vegan breakfasts, grinning in your face while he know the biggest secret that he's holding is not that he was eating meat sandwiches. It's that he was throwing meat over there to the ex-girlfriend, blowing up the club. Talking about he's questioning and she wound up. She didn't wound up nothing. You wound up over there in the Virgin. Just like what's his boy? Jared, whatever the hell his name is. Anyway. He's over at Top Golf in his feelings because he's not comfortable with the fact that he looked stupid for lying about a sandwich. Child. So if he didn't like that she confronted him in front of the people talking about, I mean, I like her and I want to respect her, but she, disrespected me by cutting me off. Shut up. You lied. Even Sneeko was like, man, just telling your story about lying about eating a sandwich. Geez, we trying to play golf. Tati, are you finna go? She's like, yes, I'm gonna go. Because this guy is over here being purposefully stupid. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He playing in my face right now. I don't like it. And in a minute, I'm not gonna like him. Listen, I want this lady Tati. She don't like this boy. She knows he's full of shit, but I want her to play this game. Play this game, girl, and get as much exposure as you can get off of it. He over here wasting our time. She has a 6-year-old son at home, and he should never get the opportunity to meet. These niggas is over here being so casual about children. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And how would you feel, as a child to know your daddy was up here, pretending like you don't exist for no good reason? There's no reason for it. People that are in relationships be spinning the block. He spent the block over there and they figured out that it wasn't a thing. Maybe it's because he's a liar. I'm giving him more credit than he deserves. Now everything, were you really in the military? Did you really play football or did you just find somebody's football uniform? Now everything you say sounds like a lie, Clay. He talking about he just wants some peace. Y'all be over here creating chaos and destruction, and then you turn around and say you want peace. You couldn't want peace because you lying for fun, and it doesn't make sense. Everybody knows. Damn. She said he was eating beef taquitos, and she caught him doing it. And he like, now you want to lie and tell the lady she didn't see what she knows she saw. That's so lame. Next morning, he apologized. I apologize for not eating the food in front of you because I know it then looks like I was trying to hide it from you, and that's not what it was. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it was. You were trying to play her and be like in front of her face, like I'm eating this lettuce, and then go eat a meat sandwich that was the bread toasted in bacon grease. I'm not going to be over here pretending to be anything. I love me one of them sandwiches that Jay was over there in the kitchen throwing together. Jay be in the kitchen. Cinco, keep doing what you're doing. This lady be cooking delicious looking sandwiches. Tatiana says I just want you to be honest and be yourself. I feel like he is being himself. He's a lying liar who lies, just like the other ones over here. I don't think he knows what himself is besides this lying ass nigga. You gotta go make sure it ain't raining outside if he say it's sunny out. Clay Vassier is just like Jared. He's just here to crack. That's why he hasn't told you about the baby, because he's hoping to get some punani nani first. Hopefully he will never get that. Hopefully she's gazing into his eyes over this vegan breakfast saying, you will never, ever, ever in your long-legged life get any of this. She says she don't want to be with somebody who lies for sport. Well, girl, send it back. Send it back to the internet. Oh, Brittany and Ty, the honeymoon is over. Well, seems like the honeymoon is over here with Ty and Brittany. Now, I don't know that they were headed to a honeymoon, but if they were, they're darn sure not now. The honeymoon has definitely come to an end. Plus, Ty has a man crush on Jared and seems to be putting more energy into getting to know Jared than he is into getting to know Brittany. While they were over at Top Golf, all you heard was Jay, hey Jay, look at me, Jay. I got it, Jay. That's the way I do it, Jay. Oh, Jay, you my man, Jay. Ty can't get enough of that dang Jay. Meanwhile, Brittany is sitting here like wanting, a little snuggle time. It feels like all the couples are like snuggled up together, having a little moment, but not her man. Her man is over here having a moment with Jay, even if Jay is unaware. I think Jay likes attention. He don't care where it's coming from. And all he can think about is how him and this girl, Charlie, are going back to the boom boom room. He's tipsy and ready to crack. So whatever Ty is over here doing, Jay is not thinking about it. On the way home, now everybody's like all wore out. And she's still, now she's irritated. She don't want to be by this nigga. She's like, oh. He's like, what? And she was like, I'm just, I'm tired. I don't want to be in this truck anymore. And he was like, well, do you think that's going to make the man go faster? And she's like, I wasn't doing it for him to go faster. Now, everybody knows how that feeling is, where you're tired and you're next to somebody that you don't necessarily have a good energy with at the moment. You just give a little sigh, and he's irritated at her sigh. So they're not meshing with each other. The next day at the pool, it's a cookout. And so Ty's in his element, and he's, the guy to go see with the grill burning. And these kids are glad that somebody's cooking, because they all hung over from the night before and they would not like to have to cook. I don't know what Jay and Cinco is, but he ain't got to worry about it, because he gonna eat whether Ty cook it or whether Jay cook it. Still, he's over here giving attention to everyone but Brittany. And then he want to act like he about to get to the boom boom room after this is over. She was like, nah, negative. It won't be happening. You ain't paying me no type of attention. You think I'm going over to the boom boom room with you? No, not going to happen. And he still don't care. He's too busy performing for his homies. They sitting around, chilling and talking shit. And she asked this man for a drink. Can you bring me a drink? He like, after I bring the pasta. So she calls him out. Like, this is none of the things he said he was going to do. He said he was going to cook for me. He said he was going to cater to me. Their romance energy don't match. I don't think that Ty is that type of dude. He's not a spoil my girl type of dude. He's a, come on, Betsy, watch me work kind of dude. He wanted her probably, I don't think he cared one way or the other. I think he was comfortable with her in the kitchen, helping him, and maybe that's what he wanted. Is Brittany a little spoiled? Maybe, I don't know. She's not getting spoiled from him. So I can relate to that. I'm sorry, but I feel like, you came here for me. He's just as bad as Kiki. This is not a vacation. We came here to get to know each other. And you talked a big game, but your words ain't matching your actions. And so, she's feeling a way about it. Now he talking smack to her from across the pool. And as soon as they start arguing, everybody got up. Nobody wants any part of this. They just pick up their hot dogs and left. So now it's just Brittany and Ty screaming. She's screaming across the pool. She might be giving him a little something back, but he's very upset and angry. And he feels unappreciated. And I feel like, it's time for him to go. I mean, I don't know what Brittany's type is, but it doesn't seem like Ty is any type of that, any kind of, what she was asking for. Hopefully, I think we do that sometimes. I think we look at something and be like, maybe, and it ain't translating the same in person. So, Brittany, you don't have time to waste. Cut your losses here. Ty is annoying anyway. That's how this episode ended. We don't need any more tricks and performances. It's, we're halfway there to the end. So let's get into some of these conversations to get things a little deeper. I feel like we've already seen, and know what's going to happen, how this is going to play out. My prediction is Jerry going to do what he said he going to do. He's cracked. He may try to crack again, get as many cracks as he can get cracked out while he's there. And then he's going home and this lady probably won't hear from him no more. They're probably not even going to be internet friends after this. And I think she's used to that. So Charlie should probably figure out, another way to get to know people besides offering up her punani nani. That ain't working. Do something else. These two were never a match. I feel like we've always known it. And so, we had high hopes and, it ain't gonna be a thing. Alicia, I feel like, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, hey, Brittany, you don't know that lady like that. Irvin is a nice guy. He's attractive and he gives more alpha male energy than this guy Ty does. He knows how to get up and walk away when, he's got the silent thing. He's not a big mouth kind of guy. And he likes cuddles. So maybe, we can play this thing out how it's playing out. It would be really nasty and messy for y'all to
Irvin, let's do yoga.
Be trying to connect, right here, right now. But I would suggest, Brittany, Alvin, Irvin, Brittany, Irvin, why don't y'all hit each other up after this is over and see what's good? I don't know where people live, but it might be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Chris and Alexis, we forgot you were here, but we all know that you will not be going home together. So that's that. And please don't show up on any more relationship shows. Now, I don't know this Alexis lady, but she's not giving a whole lot of personality. And Chris, we've had enough. Who else? Kiki. Kiki should go home and Brandon should go home and, hopefully take away something that they both needed as individuals, but not as a couple. Did I forget anybody, Jay and Cinco? Yeah, we want to see what's up with that. So let's hopefully spend a little more time with that since we haven't spent much time on it while we've been here, y'all. So like the video, subscribe to my channel, and you can catch me on Fridays on Another Round JS with Jay and El Cid. And we talk about it right after the show. Bye, y'all.